Chapter 11, Starting the Hustle. Rudra spent a day at his home, enjoying his family time. He loved how his dad will never stop smiling and his mom would act like he was her lovely little boy. His brother looked at him like he was a hero. He was in middle school, hence he understood the importance of money and understood that they were rich now. After he upgrew about 10 or 11 years, he stopped seeing his brother as his idol and thought that he was lazy and useless. Seeing the shine in his eyes come back as he looked up to him again, Rudra felt proud of himself. Yes, your brother is the best. As he left home to go back to his rented apartment, something weighed on his mind. Earning money was indeed not so easy. Although he struck gold this time. From now on it won't be as easy as today. The money he earned is enough to sustain his family's current lifestyle for the next 40 years, no problem. They could order food thrice a week. Get a bigger apartment. Go on trips twice a year. Drive better cars. Have a saving for any possible emergency. But that was it. It was not enough to live the Novi riche lifestyle. Yep, he wanted his family to live like emperors. He needed to earn more for that. Much, much more. Well, the human greed knows no bound. But it all pointed towards one thing. He needed to go back to grinding. One day off from Omega, he wondered how many players reached the capital. Back in the virtual world. Purple Haze City, Hazel Grove Kingdom. The first thing he heard when he logged in was, "Level up." I leveled up without logging into the game for a day. It can't be called a complete waste this way. He brought up the stat panel. Player name, Shakuni. Title, Viscount of Hazel Grove Kingdom, reputable knight. Class, Knight. Subclass, None. LVL, 13. Tier, 0. Stats. AGI, 21 VIT, 16. Int, 16 STA, 16. PHY, 16 HP, 600/600. Status, Healthy. Equipment, Common Stone Sword, Leather Boots, Darkness Armor, Lich's Ring, Bronze Shins. He nodded, seeing his stats. If his calculations are right, Neatwit would have reached level 12 yesterday. Or maybe 13. He needed to pick up the pace. The gap between him and other players was shortening. He needed to keep his edge, else he was just one of the players playing the game. Well, he did not know, but his name was already considered as one of the elites. His name had been announced twice on the server and his information pack was extremely useful. Many common players looked up to the player, Shakuni, and many guilds wanted to recruit him within their ranks. Since he would sell his stack of common and bronze equipment only when the prices were sufficiently high, the only thing to do right now was to start the emissary of the church quest. He walked towards the central district of the capital. The central district was a city within a city. It was cordoned off with high walls and the right to access was heavily regulated. You needed to have at least plus 50 reputation from the Church of Light or the Hazel Grove Kingdom to gain access. He, being a Viscount, was however more than welcome, not that he lacked the fame either. At the center of the circle was the royal palace, the residence of the king, and no matter how many times had he seen it in his past life, it was simply not something one could look enough at. What a magnificent building, the tall gates, the strong guards, the beautiful gardens. The palace was simply breathtaking. Right beside it was the Church of Light. The pure white marble building was blinding to look at in the sunlight. It was grand yet simple. Yep, definitely the Church of Light, he thought. As he entered through the gates of Church of Light, he saw countless priests in white robes, all doing some rituals. He walked through and towards the prayer room, where he knelt down and prayed in front of the goddess of light, Fiona. It wasn't polite to call the goddess's name, hence everyone referred to her as Goddess of Light. He was actually not praying, but this was the way to activate the quest, so he acted like he was. About 5 minutes in, when he was still kneeling, he finally heard the voice. May the light bless you. The fish had taken the bait. That voice was of the Cardinal of the Church of Light, Lee Huntaro. I greet the Cardinal of the Church, Priest Lee. As he bowed to the priest tapped his forehead and he received a blessing. +3. Brilliant. He exclaimed in his mind. I see you have great faith in the goddess, Cardinal Lee said. Naturally, the goddess illuminated the path in my life through the pitch of darkness I was in. My only regret is not being able to receive a chance to serve her better. Cardinal Lee's eyes moistened. Rudra knew that he had roped the Cardinal in. Booyah. Hook. Line. Sinker. I am glad Sire Viscount wishes to serve the goddess. If you truly wish to do so, the church does have an issue that needs attention of a capable adventurer. Seeing as you are a reputable knight blessed by the goddess of life and hence can resurrect after dying, would you be willing to take care of an issue? The church will forever be in your debt if you can complete this task. Sure, Cardinal Lee, you have to but command me. This humble knight is in your service. Emissary of Light, Grade B, Chain Quest. Village Thal to the north of capital city has been infected by a deadly plague that spreads easily by air. As there is fear of being contaminated, the village does not have any merchants delivering supplies and essential healing potions. Objective: deliver supplies and healing potions to the village chief. Rewards: plus 500 fame. Plus 200 reputation with Church of Light. Plus unlock second chain quest. Rudra smiled. Yep, he got it. The Emissary of Light chain quest. Chapter 12, Emissary of Church, 1. Rudra knew in depth about the quest, hence he had previously prepared a warehouse full of ingredients to concoct the healing potions. The church provided him with 50 gold for the quest, but he would make 30 gold saving because of his previous investment. He bought necessary medical supplies and commissioned the Alchemist Guild to concoct the potions. As beginner health potions were easy to concoct, he received his order within 30 minutes, he spent 10 gold for the commission and 10 more on other food items and supplies. With only 20 of the allocated 50 gold budget used, he was ready to depart to the village of Thal in the north. The journey to the village of Thal was in the fashion that Rudra was all too familiar with. How one was actually supposed to travel? On a mount. The church provided him with one of the better horses as a mount for his journey, thanks to which it only took him 2 hours to reach the village. Yep, even from 500 meters out of the actual village one could smell death all over. The village was eerily quiet with sick people everywhere. There were only a few people walking in the open, covering their faces with cloths to not breathe contaminated air. He made his way into the village amongst the stares of 200 people until he was stopped by a strong-looking warrior. Please turn around, good sir, this village has experienced a disease outbreak. I implore the sire to vacate the village premises as soon as possible for your own safety, said the man. I am here on behalf of the Church of Light, sire, may I please have an audience with the chief? Rudra asked politely. Seeing how Rudra was someone sent by the church to help them, the people were overjoyed. The gazes on him softened quite a bit now. He was quickly introduced to the village chief Dolka. The chief was probably in his mid-30s, his body full of battle scars. He must be a tremendous warrior, thought Rudra as he looked at his arm glistening with marks where swords would have cut him. So I heard you are from the church, said Dolka. Yes, the church sends its aid to the people suffering in Thal, Rudra said and emptied his ring to present all the resources given as aid. 1/3. Plus 500. Plus 200. Thank you, sir, respected knight, you delivering these supplies will alleviate a lot of burden on my village. It's my duty as the servant of the goddess, said Rudra. He knew he only needed to act humble as soon the second part of the quest will pop up. I wonder, would sir help us with locating a medical cure for this disease? Although the health potions will help the citizens to get out of critical danger, the infection will still not go, if only there was a cure. Emissary of Church, Grade S, 2/3 chain quest, find a cure for the disease spread in the village. Rewards, plus 1000 fame. Plus 1000 reputation with Church of Light. Plus failure penalty, 2000 fame. Title, respected knight. 1000 reputation with the church. He selected yes. Well, one actually needed to collect clues. Do monster hunting. Bring a master potions master a sample of infected blood. Spend time working for the potion master in return of his service. Do 3 quests for him and then get the cure for the village illness. But not Rudra. He said, actually I know quite a bit about diseases, do you mind if I take a look at a patient? Rudra lied straight through his teeth. He didn't know jack shit about diseases, however he knew the formula of the cure. However, to look legit he just used his deepest voice and cooked shit up as he spoke. The fever and the texture of the skin. The taste of the sweat, fungus, yes, definitely fungus. Paracetamol Dolo 650 medicine. Rantak Croson. I got it, mix blue herb grass with curd and feed it to the patients, the infection will be eliminated within 6 hours. All the villagers were dumbfounded. Blue herb grass was a common grass herb easily available, hence quickly the medicine was made and administered to a critical patient. 6 hours later he was safe and healthy. Miracle, the goddess has blessed us. The respected knight is actually a medicine master. All the villagers cried and kowtowed towards Rudra, including the village chief. Plus 1,000. Plus 1,000. Plus 2,000. Whoa whoa whoa. Windfall again. Savior of Thal village, title, any and all village specialties will forever be sold to you for free. You can request them to collect resources you need. You are revered throughout the village and they will fight for your honor. This title was worth the effort put into solving the quest. Not that he did put effort, but the one who did in his previous life gained lots of valuable resources for his guild using the village NPC and farmers. Rudra wanted to make an elite guild of his own, hence this village will provide him a lot of strategic and logistic support. Revered Medicine Master, title, you will be recognized as a master of medicine throughout the nation. You do not need to pay taxes. You have the same status as a count in the Hazelgrove Kingdom. Minus 50% cost for purchasing herbs from all NPC shops. Rudra was dumbfounded. All he did was stupid acting, and this is the result. Was the goddess of fortune finally favoring him after a lifetime of suffering his previous life? Thank you, God. If I have ever cursed you for being unfair in my past life, I take it all back. You are the best. Rudra said, looking towards the sky. Well, only one thing left to do. Chief Dolka, this disease was spread by eating a fungal species such as a mushroom. Has your village recently bought an unknown stock of mushrooms? Asked Rudra. Well, there was a merchant who sold mushrooms at a very low cost, hence most of my village people bought it. Are you saying the merchant caused all this suffering to my village? Dolka said, seething. It's the most plausible outcome based on the facts we know, sir. Said Rudra. Sir, I cannot leave this village being its chief, but can you exact revenge for me? This chief will forever be in your debt if you do. Emissary of Church, 3-3 chain quest, bring the perpetrator behind the infection outbreak in the city of Thal to justice. Rewards. Failure penalty, minus 10 levels. Perfect. The script for the third quest progressed normally. He was worried because he used his past life knowledge that maybe the third quest won't trigger, but thankfully it did. But what the hell is that failure penalty? 10 levels, seriously? I might as well restart my account then.